If you're watching this, it means the Player Attack team is exhausted. We've been in LA all week for the Electronic Entertainment Expo, that is E3, and it's the sort of sensory overload that has completely worn us out. The past week has been playing and interviewing and writing and talking about so many major announcements, big reveals and exciting updates. We've taken a little bit of a break. You can expect us back next week with the first batch of this brand new content, but before then we've got Jimmy the Geek's top 5 countdown of E3 fails, some of our favourite trailers, and we would like to introduce the team who works together to make Player Attack so great.
When I'm not gaming, I'm usually reading comic books or watching films, or I might be trying to make my own films or write my own comic books.
When I'm not gaming, I work as a mild-mannered tech support guy. By night, I read comics and tell jokes in front of people. I spend most of my spare time playing tabletop board games and I follow pro wrestling. I've also recently started a Dungeons & Dragons group.
See, this is the problem with having a crippling gaming addiction. You don't really do an awful lot else. When I don't have a controller in my hand though, I'm either at uni studying my mad English skills, or more than likely playing ice hockey, reading stupid amounts of comic books, or watching questionably passable cinema.
When I'm not playing games, or writing about games, or thinking about games, or talking to people about games, I am hanging out with my two big Lears, Alma and Paxton. The three of us generally listen to music, drink cups of tea and read books. Sometimes all at the same time, and sometimes the music's from a game or the book's about a game, but I'm yet to find game-themed tea.
Hi, I'm Kingsley, one of the faceless editors and producers behind Player Attack. When I'm not a serious games journalist, I tend to be out fishing or flying model planes. However, due to a small addiction to World of Tanks I have at the moment, I haven't been doing a lot of either.
My most played or loved game of all time would probably be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I must have worn that cartridge out. I played through it so many times, I got used to the design and the layout and the levels, and I learned every single quirk that game had.
Now, when you buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1, you'll get Sonic 2 absolutely free. Sonic 2 handles stubborn stains, embarrassing bald spots, no problem. It even slices and dices, makes thousands of julienne fries. But wait, you can play it too. This free Sonic 2 is a $54.99 value. You get 2 Sonics for the price of 1. Sonic 2 fits easily into any tackle box. Made from a space-age polymer plastic for years of family fun. And pets love it too. Buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1 and get Sonic 2 free. Act now. Wiener Dog Sweater sold separately.
That said, whenever I need a quick pick-me-up, I run through Monkey Island 2. Few games were as witty and as fun, and it's just great all-around mood enhancer. My favourite gaming moment would be the first time I finished Mortal Kombat in the Mega Drive. I was using Scorpion and had been playing for hours at that point, and Shang Tsung transformed into Goro with his last sliver of health, but I hit a teleport punch which knocked him down. A massive white "Outstanding" was written across the screen, and I'd never been so proud of myself.
I'm not sure that I have a favourite gaming moment, but it was always sweet to beat anyone in my family at Mario Kart. I was good, but I was never as good as the rest of my family. So when I came first, that was a good moment for me.
Managing to beat Contra on the NES without the use of the Konami code. That's kind of a big deal.
My most favourite gaming moment would have to be a 9-hour game of Command & Conquer. 2 beer runs, 1 food run, and I won it in the end, as it should be.
My favourite gaming moment is gonna out myself as a big fan of Heavy Rain, despite its many flaws. Reaching the point in that game where the origami killer is finally identified made me cry like a baby. I had to put the controller down and I just howled. I had both dogs climbing on me to make sure I was okay. It's the only video game that has ever made me feel that strongly, and the worst part about it was that I'd had that particular detail spoiled a day or so earlier thanks to an overzealous forum poster. I just so desperately didn't want that person to be the killer, so I was devastated when it was finally revealed.
Hands down, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. It has an awesome soundtrack, tight controls, and I could steal quarters from kids in the arcade like a Hadouken throwing bandit.
Strike y'all in Street Fighter 3.
Experience historical battles like never before in World of Tanks. Play for free at tanks.asia.
I was thinking that the weirdest gaming product in my house is the Atari 2600, but I'm told that that's not really that weird. There's also a whole stack of stuff collected from conventions and shows over the years, but I think the weirdest piece of games-related stuff has got to be my Guitar Hero pants. They're super comfy, super warm, and obviously they're pretty rockin'.
I'm not sure that I have a weird gaming product in my house, but we always had a lot of gaming products. People would come over and I would say, do you want to play Nintendo? Do you want to play Xbox? Do you want to play PlayStation? I've got Game Boys. We've got anything. So that was weird enough.
The weirdest gaming related product I own is one that draws equal parts intrigue and disgust. In 2001, a PS2 game called Res came out in Japan, bundled with a personal massage device that pulsates to the beat. The better you do, the more it vibrates.
The weirdest gaming related product I'd have to have in my house is the thousands of Disney Infinity characters I have. They show up everywhere. I swear they're actually blocking the drains in my shower at the moment.
Probably the weirdest game product I own is the 4-pack of E-Tank Mega Man Energy Drink. It's so kitschy and cute. It probably doesn't taste very nice, but it's nice to look at and makes interesting dining room conversation.
My most played game and most loved game are two different games. My most played game would have to be StarCraft because I played it constantly. I would play my brother, I would play my cousins, I would play on Battle.net.
I can't see a thing, Jim. Well, hold on. I swear, it's always some damn thing. Wait, got it. Ah, hell, this thing ain't gonna hold. Shut up. Damn, you're ugly. You girls strapped in nice and tight now. Tighter than your mama leg. That's a good one, man. Locked in and cruising.
What you got for me out there, Joey Ray?
We got Terra for sure. I don't know about the rest. We got a big old buttload of floating debris out here. Woo-wee! We hit pay dirt this time for sure. Explain to me, how are we gonna get all this home? I'm detached and moving toward the derelict spacecraft.
Damn it, Jim. Video's out again.
Well, quit picking at it.
I ain't picking at it, damn it. I'm out here with a hinge of my kitty up in here and there slapping your decks. Hold on, I got visual. Get the damn smoking by the back! I'm behind the ship! I'm behind you!
My most loved game would be The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. If I wasn't playing it, I was watching my brother play it.
I started gaming around 1989. My dad brought a Nintendo out, steel box, from behind the couch. It had Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. There was a Zapper and everything. Apparently he'd had it there for about 6 months, and it was all downhill from there. I made friends with other kids with Nintendos, and we traded cartridges. We installed a few games on my dad's Mac. I played Spaceship Warlock and the Journeyman Project through so many times.
I don't actually think I remember a time where I wasn't gaming. We used to have a computer in my brother's room that was one of those old black screen, green writing, and we would play Pong on it, literally. Then we got the Nintendo and we started playing DOS games as well. So I don't remember when I started gaming. I have always been gaming.
My family got its first computer, a Commodore 64, when I was about 7 years old, and that's when I started gaming. It was love at first sight. I taught myself to program, writing little games in BASIC, and I played just about everything I could get my hands on. Gianna Sisters, Battle Chess, Maniac Mansion, Lore of the West, but my favourites were always the text adventures.
The first game I ever played was Pong. It was my older brother's game and I broke it.
I started gaming way back in the legendary age where Sega ruled supreme. I was lucky enough to have a parent that didn't buy into the hype of video games turning kids into criminals and snagged a Mega Drive in the Christmas of '94. With the help of that little blue hedgehog, I never looked back.
Experience historical battles like never before in World of Tanks. Play for free at tanks.asia.
My most played video game would have to be Command & Conquer 95. We spent hours playing that at my mate's computer game store every Friday and Saturday night, making the customers step over us in the morning if they wanted to buy anything.
The Grain Trade Center in Vienna was the 17th urban bombing in 4 weeks, blamed on Nod terrorists.
The Security Commission remains in closed session tonight following Nod terrorist actions in Slovenia.
At least your mother tipped well.
Harsh, unforgiving wilderness. New Tiberium harvesting methods instituted by the Brotherhood of Nod increase profitability by 49%.
Nod Tiberium holdings now account for almost half of the world's known supply, giving the quasi-terrorist group incredible leverage in the London Gold Exchange. On the domestic side,
Cover of Tiberium ignored reporters at Hong Kong's Second World Tiberium Economic Impact Summit. Mobius is expected to refute charges from the scientific community that Tiberium might be dangerous.
أني مع اللون الأصفر.
As the GDI forces take off in another Nod assault, the free world holds its breath. This is Greg Burdett, WWN, somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Are you picking this up?
Activate your defense matrix.
And my most loved game would have to be World in Conflict. I just love the storyline, and it's an RTS, which is my favorite.
I'd really like a good Superman game. A game that's designed where you can play all of the fun things that you can do as Superman. I'm thinking a sandbox-style game with really specific puzzles tailored to Superman's abilities, where you would get rewarded for doing good things like catching falling people, putting out fires, saving lives, that kind of thing.
I want a foolish developer with more money than sense to go, hey, David Lynch, here's a fat stack of cash. Go make a game. The product would be glorious.
If I could see any game made, I would like a Lord of the Rings game where you play as Frodo and you can either follow the path of the books where you stay with Sam, you follow Gollum, you destroy the ring, or you could ditch Sam, hang out with Gollum for a while, realise he's evil, and then take the ring to Sauron, become all kinds of powerful and be his second man, and basically bring the doom of Middle-earth.
For years, my answer about the game that I most want has been exactly the same. I would really, really like a new version of Transport Tycoon that has higher resolution graphics but essentially the same gameplay and feel. I don't want bells and whistles, I don't want any new generation functionalities, I just want to be able to put a train track between two ridiculously named townships and let it carry a bunch of rocks. And I want it to look good.
The game I'd like to most see made would have to be a remake of the original Command & Conquer. I don't want any of the extras, I just want the original gameplay, the original maps, and just some tweaked graphics.
I grew up gaming with my sister, so my most loved game is one that I played with her, Rodlands on the Commodore 64. She and I would play that game for hours, making up our own detailed backstory and future for the characters. But in terms of most played, I'm going to cheat and pick an entire series, because who could seriously choose between Sim Cities?
Number 5. Wii Music. Nintendo are a smart company. very in touch with their fan base, and they know how to deliver on that, which is what makes this entry so bizarre. Rather than showing off a brand new Mario or Zelda at E3 2008, Nintendo hired DJ Ravi to show off the brand new toy and the number 5 on our list, Wii Music. It was hilarious. The combination of how seriously Ravi took the presentation and the fact that the drums sounded positively pants was just too much for most people to take. The reaction was instrumental in Nintendo holding smaller events and aiming at a different audience. Number 4. Lifting your foot on the Kinect. Motion control had made a lot of money for Nintendo. Project Natal, later known as Xbox Kinect, was Microsoft's attempt to get some of that sweet, sweet cash. It was finally revealed at 2009 E3 where it was ready to go. The demonstration was impressive. That is, at first it was impressive. The on-screen avatar was moving in the same way the presenter was, and then creative studio director Kudo Sonoda decided to show off.
You ever wonder what the bottom of an avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is.
Number 4 is the glitched up avatar that results from Microsoft not putting their best foot forward. Number 3. Giant Crab. Genki 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. You all know about this one, it hit the internet almost instantly. The 2006 Sony display touted amongst a very high price point and the reveal of Ridge Racer. Number 3 on our list, the Giant Enemy Crab. What makes this so special isn't just the dry delivery of the guy playing, who clearly couldn't care less about what he's doing. It wasn't even the cheesy lines, it wasn't even the fact that earlier the presentation had maintained that the game was historically accurate. It was such a sweet combination of these things that attacked all of our weak points for massive damage. Number 2, the N-Gage. Today mobile games make a lot of money. Everybody has the hardware and the games are from a wide range of third-party developers and enjoy a traditionally low price point. Nokia managed to do the opposite of all of that with its first venture into the handheld market, and number 2 on our list, the N-Gage. We're not even talking about the design flaw, although the handset did require removing a battery to change games, and it wasn't great to talk into. At E3 2003, they decided to speak to the hip kids. They would hire a hip-hop dancer to dance around and show how cool their new game phone was. And to add insult to injury, the price, 3 times as much as the GBA, was written on the stomach of a hot curl. Classy. Number 1. Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy is the guy from Scream. He also apparently hates gamers.
We're at E3, and I just want to say this place is the only place that makes the guys at Comic-Con look like Ocean's 13. Take a minute. Come on, that was... Oh, God.
He is perfect for our number 1 spot. Activision's 2007 pre-show presentation included announcements for seriously anticipated titles, like Guitar Hero 3, Enemy Territory Quake Wars, and the first look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Unfortunately, it also contained adolescent jokes at Neversoft's expense.
From Neversoft, which, wasn't that the first name for Viagra? I don't... Thank you, it's getting around now, yes!
Digs at Tony Hawk's nailing tricks.
Okay. If you're grabbing, the way you grab your trick.
Yeah. No, but for real, you know,
you
like...
grab your trick, and then...
Yeah, I grab the trick, yeah.
And then they can grab their trick.
Mm-hmm. And we hope one day, Jimmy, you get to grab a trick.
Hey, I grab tricks every Friday.
And the host's inability to find an auto cue that was directly in front of him the whole time. The insulting jokes, the innuendo, Kennedy basically ruined Activision's presentation at the already struggling new format E3 Media and Business Summit. Did we mention he was roaring drunk? Recently, when faced with his performance, Kennedy displayed exactly the same attitude that got him in the first place. Wow, you dorks just can't let anything go.